7 weeks in of making weekly content and made my first dollar in this business. And then after, I actually had to stand up in front of a lot of people and give a speech about what it felt like. This is week 7. Hello everyone, my name is Nazeer, and this is Journey from Nazeer. I might change it to nazeerfromzero to match my Instagram, but anyways, I'm 21, and the reason I'm doing this is simply because I want to document my journey and show people what it takes, I guess. Last week, I actually ran the shop solo, and you would have to watch that, of course, to see how that went. Went pretty fun. It was pretty good. But this week, something changed, of course, as you saw from the beginning of the video. First thing, of course, we talk about is the scoreboard, and from the scoreboard, we actually talk about first thing is the gym. Now, this is actually an interesting one because even though, what happens, there were some things that did not happen, and one of that was, of course, hitting the gym 5 times. That ended up being 3 times, and I wish I knew what happened, right? It was a lot of late wake ups and a lot of just I don't know, just I think, of course, I was expecting this to happen, but I was wondering how I'm going to react to it, and I guess this is just how I reacted. Of course, I need to pick this up. Of course, I need to do better, and that's one thing that I will always be doing. Spending wise, I actually only spent $50 on golf. Actually, it was worth it because I built a bond with someone that is very dear to me. That's very important. Important in a way that's I care about them, right? So yeah, it was fun, of course, right? And it's something I want to do later. Actually a few times, of course. But it's also a good goal to be hey, this is somewhere I need to be actually, even though it's not right now, but this is something I want to do, I need to do, so this is another driving factor. Next thing, of course, is my dad is actually back. He flew in Tuesday, and so Monday was solo, Tuesday was also solo, but now he's back, so no more solo, right? So that's done, right? That part of my saga or chapter. I've talked about the doctor's invoice that I got. It did get reduced and paid off, so glad that's been done with. And the last thing, of course, is the MPI with the whole written off situation with the Sienna. I actually got written off, and then my dad told me we got 21K for it, so pretty good news. Now I want to actually talk about the most important thing, my first close, not my first close, but my first dollar. I want to spend a lot of time on this, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. That just loses its value. But I've talked about this a lot during my speech. Was what was really important was how it was that interdependence feeling where it's hey, I need to actually be better. I need to actually use my mentors, right? And actually, because they've been through this, right? They've been doing this, so it just makes sense that I also should be telling them. So of course, I had first call, I could do that by myself, right? That's chill. That's actually really calm. I love doing that. It was really how the emotional aspect, right, and how open he was. It was really important, but it wasn't I felt like I was doing him such a good service. I was serving him really well, and that's what I loved. And actually, I made money again. Money that came into my account, which was crazy. I can't believe it. I have money that I can actually spend, and of course, I had to talk about it, of course, right? Again, most people were very surprised. They're hey, no way, this is your first dollar. I thought you had a net license already. I thought you've already made you 1,000. But that's one thing I loved is hey, I can already be that example of a person that's already look like they already made money. They've already done this. They already have that confidence. Already have this competence that I just can exhilarate, and that's what I love. I'm hey, I'd rather just show it right now and then pull up the results. Of course, it's gonna surprise people, but it's also hey, things take time, sadly. I actually want to go, I won't go too deep into him, of course, but he was, of course, a friend of mine. He was someone who I talked to here and there. He was actually high school, right? And I just hit him up because I was wondering hey, if he knows anyone, right, that might be interested in what I do, because I know where he works. It's a very different market. I'm hey, you would know people that have been slaving away, working really hard. I would love to help them. And then of course he told me about his things, and it was brother, we need to sit down, right? And it was it was a really serious moment with that. It was of course he was hesitant about it. He's I'm not going to lie, I probably I appreciate that, but I was brother, let's sit down, 30 minutes, show you what I do, because I'm a broker, I'm licensed, I can do things that I realize the power of this license. I've always been realizing the power of this, but if I let this go through where I was hey, that's fine, imagine what his life could have looked like, especially in the future, where something's could have happened, and now he's like, blah blah blah. I wish I did this, but now I can bring that to his awareness. Be like, hey, did you know this exists, right? The meeting, like walking in, going through it, was just amazing, especially with my mentor. One of my mentors, like that was my first time actually ever seeing him in an open. That's my first meeting with him actually, and I was really excited. I was like, hey, I get to actually see how he does things, right, and see what I can implement from what he's saying and what he's doing. And it wasn't even that. It was like I really just enjoyed their bonding, because they seemed really alike. Like when my friend told his story, I was like, I did not know this about you, right? You never really ask them. You never really get to know them until you're like, oh wait, this is actually really serious. And it made it even more crucial. I was like, hey, like, we need to do this, right? And I'm so happy my mentor was just like there and able to educate him. I think that's the most important thing, that education. We spent longer, like, of course we could have just sold the product, right? But we're not a sales team. We're not like that type of like company, right? We're for a person that educates and actually builds a plan that's holistic towards you, that's tailored towards what you specifically want as a person and your goals, right? We solve that solution that you never thought was could have been solved, right? And that's what I love about that entrepreneur mindset, is like that solving problem. Because every situation, each person is going to have something different, right? Where it's going to be like, hey, I love your situation, how about this and this, instead of, oh nice, okay, how about we just get this? And I feel that's a lot of things that, of course, there's so much more easy to just be like, hey, you could just get this and this and this, right? But I feel like talk to them, get to know what they want, and also educate them. The education is so important, because it's like, first of all, I love how it's free, first of all, right? Again, if you look at university, how much you pay for university, yeah, it's not cheap. And of course, second thing is, of course, it's like having that one-on-one conversation, right, where it's very intimate, where it's like, hey, like, what do you know? What do you want to know? Why don't you actually, what about this? Have you ever heard about this? Have you ever thought about this? And it just opens their mind. Anyways, I went off a little tangent, but I love doing that. And honestly, it was kind of funny actually. I want to talk about this actually, because I remember I was like, hey, like, I'm actually making my first goal. It's like, I'm excited. Inside, I'm like fired up. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But outside, I'm like, okay, I have to be calm about this. Like, I can't let anyone know about this. I have to be like, yo, I can't believe it. So like, we usually have this thing like, who moved the needle, right? And I just said, like, very serious. I was like, yep, so me and person's name are closing this and this and that. My senior partner, my commander-in-chief, told me literally, he's like, hey man, you sound as excited as when you do nothing. I'm like, damn, that really that was funny. And I was like, damn it, I know, I don't know how I'm supposed to be acting, because I could be excited, but it's also like, hey, why did you take so long, right? And that's what I was thinking. I was going through my head. I was like, what is the right approach to this? I actually want to talk about, I guess, how 7 weeks in, what business really is like, because I think people underestimate it. 7 weeks in, right? That's not a short amount of time, and making zero money, where people could have made a couple hundred in a normal job. Most people would have quit, right? Because it's like, oh, I'm not even getting any results, right? But I wanted to keep on going. I saw the growth. I saw every single time something is happening, something is changing, and I know I'm getting closer and closer and closer. And if you've ever seen that meme of a person like digging, right, and he's like close to like the diamonds, but then he just gives up. I didn't want to be like that, right? Because I did not want to quit, because I'm so close to reaching like what I like once was my goal. And I'm like, the first dollar, I think, is the most important thing, one of the most important ones, right, where it turns from hope to real, because first time you actually have actual money coming in, right, where your work actually created an output instead of just an hourly type of thing. Again, I don't hate jobs, I really don't, because jobs are very important. If jobs did not exist, then the world would not improve and keep on growing, right? But actually, the speech I just want to talk about is, I was really scared. And the thing is, it's really weird, because it's like, hey, like, I know these people, like, why am I scared? I went up there and I was like, damn it, oh my god. And I was like shaking, I was like, my mouth was shaking, and I was like, yeah, so I actually want to talk about, I guess, what it meant. And I was like, damn it, like, stop shaking, stop. But it was fun, I loved it. Now I guess now we go into, like, I guess the bad thing is the gym dip. I don't even know what happened. Week 7, right? So it's like 3 times And one thing I hate is the emotional high you get, right? Where you're just like, I did this, let's go, you know? And that's one thing I hate compliments for that reason. It's like, hey, when people congratulate me, I'm just like, sick. I want to go to the next thing though. Like, I do want to like dwell on it, but I don't want to. I don't. And I feel like that also reflected on that, where it's like, hey, like, I thought I was going to keep this up, this streak, but I guess not. And I want to keep the streak going as long as I freaking can, because I know what's going to change the most of myself. And of course, personal things that actually won. The doctor dispute got covered. I got my MPI claim, that's done. And actually, I want to do something new. Let's do a preview, right, of what's coming next. So I have my meeting with a client that I first closed, and I'm actually helping with the CFSA. Love that. Oh my god. Actually, that's the most interesting part. Making money now. Let's go. And then I have a coffee chat to go to, and I have networking events like lined up, right? And actually, it's almost Vegas time, right? It's almost time to go to Vegas. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I feel like that's gonna be life changing. I feel like that's gonna be something that's just like, it's just gonna be something that I need. So actually, I'm gonna just do 30 seconds of this, like an honest reflection. Love what I did, you know, but there was also some downs with the gym, and I should not just ignore that. That's important. First dollar, I should not ignore that. That's very important. Spending, was it worth it? I should not ignore that. And that at the end of week 7, did I believe that this was gonna work? Yeah, I would say so. But also I had like, oh my god, when is it gonna happen, right? It was like bro, like I've been waiting, like god damn, you know, that type of thing. First close in week 7, first dollar in this business, and I've got a meeting Monday, networking on Thursday, and WFG Convention is coming up. Vegas Convention is coming up next week. Scoreboard's moving, subscribe, and I'm posting every week, and the next week's going to be interesting. See you Sunday. Thank you.